Hello, my name is Renee. Today I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this golden horizon look. So stay tuned. Spend some time of today with Renee. We'll discuss beauty, hair, makeup, family. So come on, have fun and get me. I'm going to start by moisturizing my freshly washed face with my Neutrogena oil-free moisturizer. I'm only going to use one pump to start with because if I need to, I can always add more. And I'm just going to warm that up by rubbing my fingers together and then applying it to my face and smoothing it in. Next, I'm going to start by moving on to my eyebrows. To do that, I take a spoolie that I got from Arrogant Cosmetics and brush my eyebrows in the direction that I want them to go before I add any product. Now that I have them the direction that I want, I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Promenade in dark brown to fill them in. When filling them in, I start at the top of my brow just to outline the shape that I want and then move into the bottom to continue that outline. And once I have my eyebrow shape outline, I fill it in with hair-like strokes starting at the top of my eyebrow and moving to the tail. My eyebrows are all filled in, I go back in with the spoolie just to brush them to where they're not too dark and look unnatural. Now to clean up my eyebrows, I go in with my concealer by Fit Me Maybelline in the number 50, and I just use the wand to apply the product underneath my eyebrow. The product applied under my eyebrows, I go on with a slanted brush and I blend it downwards towards my eyelids. I have that concealer blended out. I'm going to go in with my Revlon Photoready eyeshadow primer and apply that to my lids. And then once I have the product applied to my eyelid, I just go ahead and use my finger to pat it dry. And for today's look, I'm going to be using the Masquerade palette by Juvias Place. And I try to keep it to one palette. That way if I have to touch up anything, I don't have to look for a whole bunch of different palettes. So I'm going to start by taking a medium-sized fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to go in to this burgundy shade. I believe it's called Ada. And I'm going to apply that into my crease starting at my outer V. Now that I have that where I want it, I'm going to go in with a smaller fluffy blending brush and into the same palette in the shade Cairo, which is this orange shade. And I'm just going to put that on my lid. Now that I have that how I want it, I'm going to go in with a flat brush and I'm going to use this gold shade on the bottom row called Casablanca. And I'm just going to pop that on my inner corner to brighten up my eye. Now I'm going to take a medium size fluffy blending brush and I'm going to go in to Burkina, please don't come for me. And I'm just going to use that as a transition shade to help make sure everything's blended seamlessly and it doesn't look too harsh between the eyeshadow and the highlight under my eyebrow. Now that my eyeshadow is done, I'm going to go in with my Revlon Colorstay liquid liner, and this is in the shade Black, and I'm just going to give myself a little wing, and by little wing I mean big wing. To create my winged look, I sort of flick my wrist up from the edge of my eye, and then I drag the wand down because that'll help with filling in the triangle to where it's less chances for me to mess it up. And then I connect it by going in and creating that line all the way across my eye. Next, I'm going to take my Becca Ever Matte Poreless Priming Protector. I'm going to place it on my finger and then rub my fingers together to warm it up. Place that all over my face to prep for my foundation. My Fit Me in 355, which is coconut. And to apply this, I put it on the back of my hand, and then I take a flat foundation brush and dip it in there and then apply that to my face. And I do it that way because I can control how much product I'm putting on my face. And then when I need more, I can go back onto the back of my hand. And it also helps warm the product up. Next, I go in with a damp beauty blender, and then I'm just going to spray some Wet n Wild setting spray onto there. And then I'm going to pick up whatever product is left on the back of my hand and then go in and go over my foundation just to make sure it's more seamless and gives it a more skin-like quality. start by going in with my Pro Concealer in the color Fawn. And to start, I'm going to create a triangle shape under my eye. I applied on my Cupid's bow and on my chin, down the bridge of my nose, and onto my forehead. And once I have that applied, I go back in with that same beauty blender and I just go ahead and blend that out. Now I'm going to go in with the second concealer by LA Pro, and that's in the color Pure Beige. And I'm just going to apply that to the inner corners of my eyes to give my eyes a little pop. I'm also going to add a little to my Cupid's bow and to my chin. And I go back in with that beauty blender, and I did add a little more setting spray, and I blend that all out. I'm going to go in with another fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to bring out my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, and this is the Dark to Deep palette, and I'm going to go into the middle shade, which is for Sculpt, to sculpt the bridge of my nose. For my nose, I bring the contour down from the front of my eyebrow just to make it sharp. For blush, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Color Icon in the shade Mellow Wine. And to apply my blush, I go in with a large slanted brush, and then I start at the apple of my cheeks and I pull it upward. Highlighter, and I'm going to be using Laura Geller in the shade Gilded Honey. And to apply it, I'm going to be using a large highlighter brush. The hack is, before you apply the highlighter, you want to apply your setting spray and then fan it dry. But before it's completely dry, you go ahead and you add the highlighter. And I'm just patting dry my face because I put on too much highlighter. Don't judge me, I got carried away. Some eyeliner to my waterline, my lower waterline, and I'm just using the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Black Fever. And for my lips, I'm going to go in with my NYX Liquid Suede, and this is the color Cherry Skies. It's the perfect red for me. One of my favorite reds. It's more of a brick red than a yellow orange red, so that's why I like it. I like deep, rich reds. And when I apply lipstick, I generally don't use a lip liner. The only time I generally use lip liner is if I'm going for an ombre lip, or if I'm using a lip gloss as opposed to a lipstick. I'm going to go ahead and apply my eyelashes because I forgot to do it earlier. The eyelashes I'm going to be using are Sporty the LAX by Arrogant Cosmetics. And the glue I'm going to be using is by Duo, and it's in the color Dark. So after I've let that dry a bit, I go in with my handheld mirror And for me, it's easier to apply the lashes while looking downward. It just helps me get it closer to my lash line. And when I have on fake nails, I'm able to just pop them on like this. But when I don't, I have to use tweezers for the whole process. Right now, I'm just using the tweezers to sort of kind of pinch the fake eyelash and my eyelash together to make sure it stays close. Don't brush my fake eyelashes after I have it on. My eyelashes were looking a little wonky to me. I later realized it was because in my over exuberance of setting spray, some of my eyeliner came off, so I just replaced that. Okay, so that's how I achieved this look. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, click, and subscribe.